Good morning and welcome back into the garden on this Wednesday, the 6th of May, and hopefully we'll have some bird song to join in with this morning's psalm, which is Psalm 126.
And every psalm in some way has felt like a prayer for the time that we're living in. And when we read it last night, particularly this one seemed to trump them all, and perhaps so relevant because of the slow and gradual preparation emerging out of this crisis at the moment. And again, when we think of Friday, the VE Day, 75 years since VE Day, particularly relevant.
Yeah, so there's somehow, well, as you'll see as we read this psalm, it's both looking back, it's sort of holding in the first half of the psalm this sort of vivid national memory of a great deliverance that God has brought in the past. And it's on the basis of that then that as it moves into the second three verses of the psalm, that memory becomes almost like the impetus for a prayer to God to do it again, and send a deliverance. And there's also, at the beginning of the psalm, there's a sense of the joy, almost descriptive of a spiritual revival. So this is a prayer for the church as well. But it seemed very apt for the things that we're facing this week as we look back as a nation, but also as we pray to God for the journey out of this present crisis. So Psalm 126. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dreamed. Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy.
Restore our fortunes, Lord, like streams in the Negev. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with them.
Well, there's such a joy, an abounding joy in the first half of the psalm, and then it turns into an intense cry to God for deliverance against the backdrop of some real challenges.
And the two contrasting images for deliverance and revival are really strong here. And the one that particularly captured my imagination was verse 4. Restore our fortunes, Lord, like streams in the Negev. And it just reminded me of those lovely nature programs where they share a very dry, arid, quite often deserts, and then they do a sort of time lapse and show the rains coming, filling those dry gullies and dry land, and then within a few days the ground is full of quite often flowers, and that restoring. I just love that image.
It's quite a dramatic sort of suddenly transformation that's brought about, isn't it?
And it just made me think when we're feeling dry and perhaps in a desert place for so many different reasons, God can come and refresh us. And I did like the translation, the Message translation, and it says, "And now God, do it again." Like you said, now God, do it again. Bring rains to our drought-stricken lives. And I think that's such a lovely image that we can feel dry and exhausted for many reasons, and then God can come and bring that refreshing in many ways.
And I love the way that's contrasted, that sort of dramatic and sudden refreshing, with the second of the analogies, as it were, of the sort of almost heartbreaking work of a farmer, and how their joys are hard won. So the sense that we're also drawn into this enterprise of praying for and working for that deliverance, and that image of those who go out sowing with tears will reap with songs of joy. That unlike the uncertainties that many farmers have to live with, that when it comes to this image of farming, the harvest is certain, and we can sow in confidence. And that again is an invitation to the church to engage with our hearts, our minds, our prayers, our practical care, to play our part in all that God is doing to bring this deliverance, and to give thanks as we come to Friday for those who 75 years ago played their part, whether through prayer or their service on those literal front lines across Europe, bringing about a liberation. But in the end, on that Victory Day, on that VE Day, once again the glory given to God for his protection, but also for his presence and comfort to those who grieved, even as people grieve today. So a psalm for this week especially, and a psalm for the church, praying for that continued spiritual revival. So we'll turn to prayer.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you that you can refresh us. Lord, help us to come to you today with open hearts and open hands, for you to give us that refreshing in whatever part of our lives we need it. Lord, thank you that you are our gracious God. You are faithful. Lord, thank you that we can turn to you, and you you look upon us with love and faithfulness. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Amen.
Amen. We're going to close off with just a quick glimpse of this beautiful tree-lined corner of the garden, which includes these lovely copper beeches that even in the last 6 or 7 weeks since we've been meeting to read the Psalms have been turning towards that stunning copper colour. So may God bless you whatever you're doing today.